So yes, it does seem more difficult. The senses confirm the bias of thought. The feelings confirm the bias of thought. But they all arise out of mind. And it is not true. And you can't prove it. Huh? If you've ever tried, you cannot prove what you think is true. Only a really lazy intellect is ever capable of saying, I'm right. So all of these feelings and all of these sense perceptions, even, your very interpretation of the sense objects and the world in relationship with it, in this subject-object relationship, it's all founded on the original misconception that I know. And truly, you needn't forgive anything. You needn't do any other practice than simply repeat this mantra all day, every day, for as long as it takes. Which is, I have no idea what's happening here. I have no idea. And when you stop creating out of your subconscious, and you stop creating out of your conscious awareness, when you stop painting on the canvas, then the canvas will reveal itself to you. It is far more beautiful than anything you have ever painted. Well, at least this was the case for me. Maybe you're a better painter. But I don't think you'd be in satsang if you were. Andrew.
This feels like where I'm getting stuck. And you exactly what you're conveying. Because, or in other words, like relying on my interpretation as to be reality feels like where I'm getting stuck. Because it seems lately that the whole world is mind. And yet there's this sense in saying that of I know that it is that there's some sort of interpretation here that I'm just claiming to be the truth. But also there's also seems to be some sort of truth in it. And I'm having trouble navigating this. I don't know if there's a layer. I don't know if there's a truth, but then I'm putting a layer of interpretation of it and saying that this is true. It's hard to tell.
It will continue to become infinitely subtle. But when you say, I am stuck and I am navigating, who says? Who says? And now I am laughing. And now I understand. You see how sneaky it is? Yeah. No. This bliss comes before I know. Has no face, no name, no history. Truly, truly was never born. How and why, I can't say. I don't know how it speaks, and I don't know why. The sages have said over and over again, You come to me for answers, but I know much less than you. I don't know anything. And truly, who could say I know? As an honest inquiry, not as like, what voice is that takes my tongue and takes my, identifies with the mind, takes my tongue and says something about anything with any degree of confidence. You see? And so you can be assured absolutely that everything that comes out of my mouth is not true. Can't be. You find in yourself the great distinction between truth and honesty. They are not the same until they're the same. But when they're the same, so this is good. You know, we've been talking about this lately. So with the question, even with the statement, I'm stuck, it is an inquiry, you see. With that, I say, don't remain silent. Not in satsang. In the world, remain silent. Not in satsang. In satsang, you say, I'm stuck. And you take the expression and the one who expresses it, and you sacrifice that into the fire of the Sangha. I'm stuck is a confession of a sense of subjective identity. The question itself will reveal the questioner, and you give them both into the fire of Sangha. This isn't too advanced for us, is it? These subtle recognitions and this inquiry itself, you know, still if there's a real attachment to memories or trauma, then go to therapy and do healing. All kinds of beautiful ways for us to navigate through our suffering. And this isn't an offense to that at all. But this isn't too soon to say these things, is it? So, in your inquiry and navigating, as long as you will continue to try and understand how it works in the relative, further dissection, refinement of the subject objects and what is karma and what is cause and effect and what is the geometry of looking from here versus there, this versus that, you know, all of these, this myriad of dualities in a mirage. As long as you persist in this dissection of the relative, always come to the question, who's asking, who's observing, who says, who wants to know. So in this, your dissection will be fruitful for you, but not because you're going to discover something in the exploration but that you will discover yourself as the explorer. And eventually you'll see that this one itself, the one who's stuck, the one who is navigating, is itself part of the mirage, is only an appearance, and is not what you are. This only will dawn in you, so to speak. It's a bit silly, but will dawn in you when you come to the place of not seeking and remain there patiently. It actually can be a healthy posture, a nice little trick. When you come to the place of not seeking, you can ask, invite, what will be the next question? This itself is a form of non-resistance that invites without inviting. You see? That will give you, the you that you think you are, the space to actually be the observer. And in the place of not seeking, you can say, watching, what will be the next thought? You, from the place of the mind falls and there is not thinking. It's sometimes called no mind, but it's not. Well, anyway. You can now ask gently, what will be the next thought? And now this is a really beautiful way to surrender aversion to thinking, because this aversion is just as troublesome to you as your attraction. To be averse to your thoughts is just as troublesome to you as being mesmerized by them. In fact, it also is to be infatuated. Aversion also is infatuation.